You're watching ABC 7 News at 4, starting with First Alert Weather.
Well, we have made it. It is Friday now, the weekend just right about here, and we are looking at a change in our weather pattern. Good afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with your First Alert Weather update on ABC 7 News at 4, and it's another hot one today. Temperature feels like, anyway, 100 degrees. It's 89, and the humidity, although low, that heat index still at 100, and west winds are at 10, the pressure 30.02 inches. And that continues to rise ever so slightly. Big storms firing up. A lot more lightning you're seeing down to our south, too. And those storms are having a tendency to work back toward the coast there near Naples. Nothing going on here. We're still in that west flow, but that's going to be changing on Saturday, and that will continue, it looks like, through next week as well. Some showers up in northeast Hillsborough County. Not a lot going on here. Don't expect much either. Things are pretty quiet. Temperature is the big key right now. 90 in Orlando, 92 in Jacksonville, 90 in Key West, and temperatures around town in the upper 80s to low 90s, although a little bit hotter east of the interstate. 93 now in Arcadia, and 87 though in Cortez, 91 in Bradenton, and 91 in Northport. The water temperature at 87 degrees. I can attest to that. I was out there in the water earlier today. We'll have much more on our weekend weather forecast coming up in a few minutes. Jacqueline Scott.
All right, Bob, thank you. Now to our top story. A Bradenton teen is behind bars halfway across the country after being arrested in Colorado and charged with killing 2 young adults in Manatee County over the weekend.
According to law enforcement, this is not Joe Claire Just's first run-in with the law. Back in February, a handful of Manatee County schools received threats, according to a report from the Bradenton Police Department. Claire Just targeted Manatee High School through a Snapchat post. The investigation report reveals a student alerted the school resource officer of this Snapchat video showing Claire Just driving near Manatee High School and holding up a gun. Police say he was a former student of the school. After issuing a warrant, Claire Just was arrested and charged with an open carry of a firearm and driving without a license. The Manatee County Sheriff's Office also tells us Claire Just was arrested after getting into a fight inside a home in May. He was charged with burglary with battery. One of the victims in Sunday's shooting, Caleb Bowman, was also at the scene, according to deputies, but he was not charged that evening.
New at 4, Northport Police choose a new deputy police chief. Captain Christopher Morales is being promoted to the position, which will go into effect August 5th. Captain Morales began his career with Northport Police in 1994 and was hired as a police officer in 2000. A ceremony will be held at City Hall next Wednesday. New at 4, a no swim advisory is issued for Palma Sola Beach South access in Manatee County. Now that beach is near 81st Street West in Bradenton. This is on the south side of the causeway. The Florida Department of Health issuing the advisory after it received testing results that show elevated levels of harmful bacteria in the water. The advisory will be in effect until that water meets Environmental Protection Agency safety guidelines. An alarming number of dead sea turtles are washing up on Suncoast beaches, and scientists believe it's red tide that's killing them. So far this year, Mote Marine Lab has recovered 112 sea turtles from Suncoast beaches. That number drastically up from 2017, when only 100 sea turtles were recovered all year long. Since July 15th alone, Mote Marine has recovered 28, most of them already dead. The majority of the dead turtles are washing up in southern Sarasota County on Manasota Key, Casey Key, and Casperson Beach. Scientists are almost positive it's red tide that's killing them.
For our sea turtles, they actually get it through their food, so what they're going out and foraging for, and then it acts like a neurotoxin. So if they're alive, they're going to be very disoriented. Sometimes they have little seizures. They can be very uncoordinated in the water.
Scientists say the turtles that are found still alive with red tide symptoms typically recover within a few months of care. Well, in just about an hour from now, a group of people on the Suncoast will be meeting to talk about red tide. The algae bloom has been affecting our beaches and marine life for the past few months, and some local business owners are hosting the meeting at Skips Place Marina in Englewood from 5 until 7:30. That same group is planning to hold a rally at Roberts Arena in Sarasota tomorrow morning. That's where a candidate rally will be taking place. All right, Jacqueline joins us now with the latest details on that miraculous Thai cave rescue.
Scott, divers are now sharing new details about that daring rescue of that Thai soccer team. We're now learning the plan to rescue that soccer team was even riskier than once thought. The International Rescue Squad had feared that nearly half of that Thai soccer team may not survive the grueling journey out of the cave. The governor asked what the probability of success would be.
So when I was asked that question by the governor, what I told him is I think we can probably realistically save 60 to 70% of the kids. I expect anywhere from 3 to 5 to die in this operation.
Well, one of the biggest concerns for that rescue for the divers, the boys panicking along the twisting 1.5 mile long obstacle course. So rescuers decided to give them a surgical sedative to knock the boys out cold. At one point, a 13-year-old boy started to wake up and then had to be given more sedative. Earlier this week, the boys took their first steps in becoming novice Buddhist monks in a ceremony intended to honor their rescuers. North Korea is fulfilling a promise that its leader made to President Donald Trump. The country is returning what are believed to be the remains of U.S. troops killed during the Korean War. One by one, the remains of U.S. soldiers are being handed over, 55 cases in all. Now, it could take months, maybe even years before the remains are identified. A formal ceremony is scheduled for August 1st. 2 Georgia police officers have been fired after they reportedly used a coin toss app to decide whether to arrest a woman. In April, former officers Courtney Brown and Christy Wilson pulled over a woman on suspicion of reckless driving. The officers are heard on their body cam video using the app to decide how to punish her. They appear to ignore the coin flip and then arrest her anyway. No comments so far from either of those officers. Well, let's send it back to Scott now with how some parents are preparing their kids to go back to school. Scott?
Well, Jacqueline, some parents are adding a new item to their shopping list, bulletproof inserts that can fit inside a child's backpack. A gun shop owner in West Palm Beach says he has sold about 200 of the inserts in the past year. They're designed to stop a bullet fired from a handgun up to a .44 Magnum.
Kids are basically sitting ducks because they can't leave the school. School's under lockdown, and they're sitting in the classrooms like sitting ducks. So this will at least give them some extra layer of protection.
I actually think it's a great idea. It'll be awesome for kids to have something to be able to protect themselves.
The inserts weigh a little over a pound, and they cost about $125. A huge traffic project on the Suncoast will get underway in just 2 days. This map shows where construction will be happening for the next 10 months starting Sunday. It's the exit ramp from I-275 to northbound I-75, and it will be closing Sunday. Crews will be replacing the bridge deck there. Again, the ramp will be closed throughout that construction process. There's more to come in your Suncoast News. The latest on the California wildfires that have now claimed the lives of 2 people. Plus, a zoo trying to pass a donkey off as a zebra. Why a photo of the animal is catching the attention worldwide.
A clothing store in Venice has special meaning to many children in our community. I'll have the reason why coming up.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
According to Golf Digest, 2 of the nation's top golf resorts are on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, the Auburn Opelika Marriott at Grand National, and the Renaissance Ross Bridge Golf Resort and Spa in Birmingham. Plus, the Marriott at Grand National was recognized as Hotel of the Year by Marriott International. Experience luxury and world-class golf Southern style. Visit rtjgolf/resorts or call 800-949-4444 to book your trip to the trail.
A decade of war has taken an unprecedented toll on our men and women in uniform.
Hundreds of thousands of our veterans are suffering from the trauma of war.
At Justice for Vets, we believe that every veteran should have the opportunity for treatment and restoration.
Get involved and go to justiceforvets.org.
Help put treatment within reach of veterans in crisis.
Veterans fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs.
I'm Anne. I'm a scientist.
Recycling takes a team.
Why don't you let me and me help you out?
Everyone plays a part. Don't trash
I love taking stuff apart and building new things out of it.
what could be treasure.
Pal's my most advanced android. This is awesome. You haven't seen anything yet.
Give your cardboard box another life. Recycle.
Well, take a look. This is a live look at a complete lunar eclipse. This is the view of the moon right now from Iraq, of all places. The eclipse will last 1 hour, 43 minutes. The so-called blood moon will be visible at different times in Australia, Africa, Asia, Europe, and South America when the sun, earth, and moon line up perfectly, casting Earth's shadow on the moon. But unfortunately, we will not see it here in North America, but we'll have something similar coming up in January. There's a clothing store in Venice that's so exclusive it only opens twice a month and then only by appointment. ABC 7's Rebecca Fernandez joins us now to explain how this is a very special place for many children in our community. Rebecca?
Scott, well, Sarasota and Manatee County lead the state in the number of children that are in foster care. And this store, called The Twig, is making sure those kids don't go without. The Twig, which stands for To Inspire and to Give, is now a nonprofit store run by volunteers. They accept monetary donations and clothing donations from the community. Every other Saturday, the Twig opens its doors to Suncoast foster children who get to take home 10 items of their choice completely free. And the Twig says it's helped more than 1,000 foster children since it opens its doors in 2016. And tonight at 6, I'll tell you just how this store got started, and you'll get to hear from some of those foster children who are getting the help they need. Live in Venice, Rebecca Fernandez, ABC 7, your Suncoast News. Back to you guys.
All right, Rebecca, thank you so much. Let's send it now to Jacqueline in the newsroom for a look at what's trending today. Jacqueline?
Scott, the world's only four-headed Pindo palm tree is no longer standing. Experts say the palm tree, which was in Panama City, was between 80 and 100 years old when it started dying. People who live in that area are now brainstorming how to commemorate this unique tree, including a plaque and a communal green space. The director for the Leisure Services Department explains why the historic tree had to come down.
They're not like an oak tree. They're not solid. They're very porous. And so we knew if we wanted to salvage this tree and somehow put it back out into the public, that we would have to take it sooner than later.
Officials say now that the tree is down, they can see the wood's condition and decide how best to use it. Well, this gives new meaning to the phrase a wolf in sheep's clothing, or in this case, a donkey in zebra stripes. A zoo in Egypt is accused of trying to fool visitors by painting zebra stripes onto a donkey. A student was visiting a recently opened animal sanctuary when he spotted the strange-looking animal. He says the black paint had actually melted on the donkey's face and the ears didn't quite look like the right size for a zebra. He posted a picture on his Facebook page, which quickly went viral. Well, a big police dog in tiny shoes. The Clinton Police Department in Connecticut is releasing this video of one of their canines struggling to get used to his new booties. But the scuttly cop named Sonny is clearly just not having it. The booties, though, are important. They help protect his paws from being burned by the pavement in hot weather. Certainly good for that little dog. Well, let's send it back to Scott in the studio with some details on Amazon.
That's right, Jacqueline. Amazon just keeps getting bigger thanks to Prime memberships and cloud computing. The company made a massive profit, $2.5 billion from April to June of this year. It's the first time the online retailer has reported profits that high. One bit of bad news, though. Despite nearly $53 billion in sales, that number was still below Wall Street expectations. Despite that, Amazon is getting closer to surpassing Apple as the world's most valuable company. The U.S. economy is growing at its fastest pace in nearly 4 years. New numbers released today show the economy grew 4% in the second quarter. That's the largest growth since 2014. The strong progress reflects large increases in exports, government defense spending, and orders on durable goods. Unemployment is also at an 18-year low. JCPenney is hoping its new sales tactic will get them out of a financial rut. The company is now pursuing business from mothers instead of millennials. JCPenney is still $4 billion in debt and has been unprofitable for 15 of the past 17 quarters. Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan now looks ahead to our weekend forecast. Bob?
Scott, pretty quiet today. Really, I hope you enjoyed your day today. We're going to see similar conditions tomorrow, although a little bit better chance for some scattered storms. And it looks like we're changing the timing up as we've been kind of advertising all week long. Casey Key webcam showing nice calm conditions out there on the waters. We've lost that big west wind as that trough of low pressure has kind of gotten out of here. It's still hanging around just a little bit, but not enough to cause any kind of strong wind right now, as that area of low pressure over the southeast has also gotten out of the way. So the westerly flow changing now. We're getting more of an east to southeasterly wind throughout the morning and early afternoon. Along the beaches, you'll see that west wind still develop as a result of the sea breeze each and every afternoon. But scattered late-day storms are in the forecast once again to move toward the coast, or at least get close to it in the afternoon and evening. And with that in mind, we'll see a little bit cooler, more comfortable temperatures in the evening hours. The chances for rain stay high, too, right through all of next week. So this pattern that has been not around all summer long is going to get back with us for at least a week. We know that. As far as the picture goes here, we're losing a little bit there, I think. Well, I think we've lost it, haven't we? Well, there's Tower Cam. Tower Cam is our savior. We're looking at the nice clear skies out there right now, and some heavier storms down to our south. You can see that activity there. Notice one thing on this map. Well, you take a look at it. You can see these storms are moving off basically to the west. And this is the sea breeze, which is kind of pinned right there. They're meeting, and notice all the lightning. That's what I advertised too yesterday. A lot more dangerous lightning will be around over the upcoming week. These storms will kind of hang here for a while as they get bigger, and there'll be a slight drift off to the west. Now, we're not seeing that here quite yet, but there is a sea breeze that's working its way over. You can see some of the outflow boundaries right there. One coming just off of Melbourne there as a result of the heavy rainfall. Another little mini front heading off toward Highlands County. You'll see storms here intensify in the next half hour or so. Not much going on near the coast. If you have an evening plan, maybe an outdoor dining, I think mainly indoor dining because of the heat, but it should not be a big factor as far as any significant rain goes. There's some dry air still around, a little bit of dry air in the mid-to-upper levels of the atmosphere. And there's that frontal boundary, if you will, just still kind of hanging over the southeast United States. And that front is expected to get out of here, and high pressure will build in. This is the futurecast that we take you through tonight. You'll notice that these storms are expected to develop, and then some of those may work their way toward the coast, say after 10 o'clock tonight, but not much of a chance. Tomorrow, the sea breeze front gets active. This is right around 3 o'clock. We'll see showers and storms developing near the coast, and those will have a tendency to move inland and then meet that east wind, and they'll blow them back toward the coast. Not a lot, but a few. A little bit better chance of seeing that action on Sunday, I believe, and then we'll continue on through the week next week. Well, the European forecast model is also suggesting that we will see showers scattered about in the afternoon and evening, both on Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Again, a chance for showers and storms developing as they work their way off toward the west. 92, I should say, in Jacksonville. 89 in Orlando now, 88 degrees in Miami, and 89 here in Sarasota. 90 now reported in Key West. Well, for boaters tomorrow, southeast winds turn to the northwest. Not much out there at all. Sailing can be tough going. Seas running 1 to 2 feet, mostly smooth on the bays and inland waters, and the water temperature now hanging right at 87 degrees. A few scattered late-day storms possible. 7-day forecast then shapes up like this. 40% chance on Saturday. Not much. A little bit better chance for scattered afternoon and evening storms, especially inland on Sunday. And then we'll get back to those afternoon and evening storms late in the day. And with our app, our ABC7 First Alert Weather app, you'll be able to track where that lightning is, how far the lightning is from your location, and that can help you better plan what you can do when that storm is nearby. So again, if you can hear the thunder, you're close enough to get hit by lightning. And if you're within 12 miles of where that lightning occurs, then you also have a possibility of getting hit by lightning. That app will show you that.
Yeah, absolutely it will. Well, Bob, the bad situation in California with those wildfires continuing again today. 6 large fires are scorching parts of the state, and the Carr fire exploded late last night, forcing evacuations from hospitals. That fire is near Redding. That's in Northern California, and it's burned nearly 29,000 acres since it began Monday. At least 5 babies in the neonatal unit at Mercy Medical Center are being moved to hospitals in Sacramento as a precaution.
I don't know about you, Scott, but fires always scare me, more so than hurricanes, because you can't really prepare for these fires. They spread so rapidly due to the changing winds. Firefighters say they are preparing in case the entire hospital needs to be evacuated. The weather in the west is expected to stay hot and dry, keeping the entire region at an elevated fire risk.
Well, now to some video of a massive sandstorm in China. Now, the storm turned the sky yellow as it came in. This happened in Golmud City. It covered the whole city with sand and dust in just minutes, while visibility plummeted to as low as 100 yards.
Look at that haboob there. And the sandstorm was accompanied by gale force winds. According to the China Central Television, the storm brought down trees and caused some damage. Thankfully, no injuries have been reported.
Very similar to what we see in Arizona, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Thank you, Bob. There's more to come on ABC 7's News at 4, a new study that shows unprecedented results to help improve cognitive response for Alzheimer's patients.
I'm Stephanie Roberts. Coming up Monday on Suncoast View at 9 a.m., learn how to keep cool this summer with the unique fabric of bamboo. We'll talk to Bambooty Body Gear about what makes their clothing different. Then we'll get crafty for a cause with the Meadows Craft Group, and we'll show you Makeover Madness. It's all coming up Monday morning at 9 a.m.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TruStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system can make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, it would keep you up at night. Now SoClean.com has released the world's first and only automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. With its patented design, SoClean is fast, effective, and hands-free, killing 99.9% of all CPAP germs. Try SoClean now through this special TV offer free for 30 days. Just call 800-604-0398.
My health has improved. It's simple to use, and I'm not worried about infections.
SoClean works on all CPAP machines and popular masks, destroying CPAP bacteria, viruses, and germs without the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. Just place your mask in, close the lid, and in just minutes, voila! Sanitized and ready to use. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. This is a limited time offer. Call now, 800-604-0398. Or visit SoClean.com today.
It's rainy season on the Suncoast. Storms can pop up at a moment's notice. Sometimes it's just rain. Sometimes it's much worse. When there's the potential for severe weather, you need to know fast. Trust ABC 7 First Alert Weather to get you the information you need right away. We focus on the storms that impact where you live, and we're committed to alerting you with important information as soon as we get it. When severe weather strikes, trust ABC 7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you. Are you a food lover, restaurant goer, or home cook? Then check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, and helpful step-by-step videos. And you'll love the restaurant guide with direct links to your favorite Suncoast eateries. Whether you're cooking in or dining out, whet your appetite with tasty tips from Chef Judy at mysuncoast.com/dining.
In Health Smart, an experimental Alzheimer's drug is creating some hope. A recent study found the drug, which is an antibody, reduced the formation of new beta amyloid clusters in the brain. It also reduced existing clusters by an average of 70%. The buildup of beta amyloid plaque in the brain is a hallmark of Alzheimer's. The immunotherapy did 26 to 30% better than a placebo in improving patients' condition. Now, experts are cautiously optimistic that the results will be duplicated in future clinical trials. Well, let's get back to Jacqueline now in the newsroom, who has a quick look at some of the stories we're working on for tonight.
Scott, new warnings about an increase in mosquito-borne illnesses in areas of Sarasota County coming up at 5. We'll have more on how you can protect yourself and what to do if you are bitten by mosquitoes. And at 6, almost 300 sea turtle deaths have been reported since October. The impact a red tide bloom continues to have on marine life. And at 7, the Florida primaries are right around the corner. Alan Cohn will discuss the August 28th ballot and what it includes. Let's send it back to Bob for a final look at our forecast.
Thanks, Jacqueline. And the red tide report has just come out from the FWC, and it's still showing low to high concentrations in South Sarasota County from Venice southward through Charlotte County. No reports in Manatee at this time, and we'll have a full report coming up at 6 o'clock. And it looks as though beaches, though, will be nice outside of the red tide and a little bit better. We're still going to see a west wind in the afternoon and evening, but during the morning hours, it should be out of the east and southeast, and that should keep the harmful impacts anyway offshore. The barometer now 30.02 inches and the dew point up there at 76. Well, we talked about this about a month ago when this came out. The main development region for hurricane development has been unusually cold. In fact, it was the second coldest on record since 1982. That has now changed as of yesterday. It is now the coldest on record. No time ever have we seen water temperatures this cold in the Atlantic during this time of year, and so that is good news. But what's bad news is that the water temperatures remain extremely warm here. So if a storm were to get into the Gulf of Mexico, it would have plenty of fuel to intensify and could intensify rapidly. We talked about this yesterday, but just look at that. It's like bath water all the way through, much warmer than that, almost sauna water throughout much of the Gulf of Mexico, just off the coast of Florida there, and in the Northwest Caribbean Sea. So let's hope no storms get in there. Your beach walk forecast looks to be pretty good tonight. Scott, back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Thank you for joining us on ABC 7 News at 4. We'll see you again at 5.